It has been a month since the year 2022 has gone, but the imprint of its hard time is still feeling in our bones. In fact, we had no shortage of hard times and struggles over the last 3 years. We have seen the COVID-19 pandemic shape the world, much as World War II and the Great Depression did. The year 2020 was the first of its kind to have the world's worst crisis. Even though many people have high hopes that 2022 will be an improvement over the preceding 2 years, the year 2022 has not yet brought complete and utter contentment and harmony to the whole planet. The Omicron version, Russia's invasion of Ukraine, inflation, more natural catastrophes, and the passing of loved ones all contributed to the growing perception that the world has reached a tipping point and is on the verge of disintegrating. However, somehow, humanity has survived the brutality of 2022, and now we have the year 2023, full of hopes and good promises. And if you've been depressed by the miseries of 2022 and need some motivation to get through 2023, stick around to see that there's still light in the dark tunnel. So make sure to give the video a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell icon so you won't miss any of our future videos that we upload. Getting back to the video, the year 2022 was not all bed of roses. The question is, could things be much worse than the unraveling of American democracy, the rise of inflation, followed by widespread unemployment, the return of a pandemic as new strains of COVID-19 prove immune to immunizations, Russia's lightning-fast assimilation of Ukraine, and the demise of the movie theater as a means of evading this bleak reality? For all we know, 2022 will be remembered as the turning point that separated two distinct eras in history. Major conflict returned to Europe with the associated fears of nuclear attacks, and the door was firmly shut on the US strategy of strategic engagement with China. Before everything else, it's never a good sign when the Prime Minister's performance is evaluated in Scaramucci's. However, this was the state of affairs in the UK in the year 2022. The kingdom that once ruled the world has recently seen 3 prime ministers in a span of just 2 months, as well as the death of its queen, who had been in power longer than anybody else in history. Similarly, in 2022, Pakistan was hit by political, economic, and climatic difficulties. In April, Prime Minister Imran Khan lost a no-confidence motion in Parliament, maintaining a pattern in which no Pakistani Prime Minister has ever completed a full 5-year tenure. Khan, however, would not leave peacefully, and instead led his loyalists in a series of protest marches aiming to overthrow his successor. Seemingly, in response, the authorities prosecuted Khan in August for breaking Pakistan's anti-terrorism legislation. In November, he was injured in a botched assassination attempt. On the other hand, Russia's invasion of Ukraine focused attention on Ukrainians leaving their nation for protection abroad. This coverage helps to mask humanitarian and refugee issues across the globe. Some 32 million individuals throughout the globe are presently refugees, meaning they have left their own country because of persecution, war, or violence. In 2022, Iran also witnessed the greatest severe threat to its government since they came into power in 1979. Protests started in September when a 22-year-old tourist to Tehran was imprisoned by the morality police for not covering her hair. She passed away while in police custody. Thousands of people gathered after hearing the news to protest her murder and the plight of women in Iran. Protests swept throughout Iran as people of all backgrounds marched under the banner, Women, Life, Freedom. The world has also seen an increase in inflation in 2022. The price surges were caused by a mix of demand and supply concerns. Demand increased as a result of years of cheap government monetary policies and a flood of government expenditure to avert an economic collapse during the COVID epidemic. On the supply side, first COVID and then Russia's invasion of Ukraine disrupted global supply lines, producing shortages in a broad variety of items. Finally, the great power rivalry between China and the United States has officially begun. It was stated categorically in the National Security Strategy issued by the Joe Biden administration in October of 2022. China possesses the ambition and increasingly the ability to restructure the international order in favor of one that tilts the global playing field to its advantage. And the United States plan to, quote-unquote, win the competition. In short, many of these events were enough to break us and disintegrate the world, and World War III could have started. But it didn't. In reality, it might have been. But now, movie theaters are open again, inflation is low, unemployment is low, and it appears that Russia will not be able to destroy Ukraine or launch a nuclear war in 2023. The sky hasn't fallen, so we can say that there's still hope, and can focus on having a great time in the coming months, because, as a whole, things do seem a little brighter in 2023. In light of this, the New Year's motivating message in today's video is not to allow the setbacks of the past year to dampen your enthusiasm for making a fresh start. If the year 2022 hasn't harmed us, hopefully the year 2023 won't either. So, go out there, stand strong, put on your positivity hat, and make history. And that's all we have for you in today's video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Peace out.